Hey, this is Christian Hall from 14 Steps to Happiness, and in this video we're going to talk about step 1, which is the power of belief. Now, the power of belief is some extremely strong stuff, I can tell you, and you are going to exploit the power of belief in your struggle and in your work to overcome depression. Now, you may be thinking that, belief, seriously? I mean, I don't believe that I can become well. I don't think I can overcome depression. I believe that I'm going to be stuck in this black hole for the rest of my life. And I know how that feels because, as you may recall, I was severely depressed for more than a decade. And I had all of those thoughts, all of those really strong beliefs that I'm going to be stuck here. I'm going to be unhappy for the rest of my life. The good thing is you can turn that around. You can start exploiting the power of belief, the power of deciding something to your own advantage. I just want to start with a metaphor. If you can imagine two runners, two athletics, they're going to compete in the 400-meter course. And in this experiment, I want you to picture two athletes which are exactly the same superior physical shape. So they are just exactly the same guy, or they're like almost a clone, right? The only difference is that athlete number one, he has the following beliefs. He thinks that I'm going to crush it. I'm really going to set a new world record today. I'm going to run as fast as you can just imagine, right? That's athlete number one. Athlete number two thinks, today is not a good day. My feet hurt. I feel bad. It's not going to work out for me today. So which of these two athletes, and remind you, they are exactly the same superior physical shape, which is going to win? It's fairly obvious, right? And that is the power of belief. One example I like to tell about is this crazy Japanese research experiment that actually happened. So you have two groups of participants, volunteers, Group A and Group B. They also have two plants. They have a poison ivy plant, which is going to cause a rash when it touches the skin. And they have a harmless plant that looks identical to the poison ivy. In Group A, they, fairly sadistic, but they actually do this, they rub the poison ivy on the left arm and the harmless plant on the right arm. In Group B, they switch the plants. So they will tell the participants that the poison ivy is the harmless one and the harmless one is the poison ivy. So they rub one plant here and another plant here. And the funny thing is that in Group A, as you can imagine, the participants will get a rash where they were actually rubbed with the poison ivy. In Group B, they get a rash on the arm where they thought they were rubbed with the poison ivy, but it was in fact the harmless plant. And they did not get a rash where they were rubbed with the poison ivy because they believed that it was harmless. So such is the power of belief. And I want you to really utilize this power. And I'm now going to teach you a way in which you can really manage to do this. What you're going to do, and this is important in itself, is you're going to mark the beginning of your new life. You're going to mark the beginning of working with this program. You're going to do that by way of a ritual. And all across history, and with all the different peoples that they have on earth, people have been using rituals to mark a transition from one state to the other, whether that's becoming an adult, or it's dying, as in the funeral. So any kind of major life transition, they will use a ritual to help the actual passing. And you're going to do this with your life before and after depression. Now, even if you're going to be working with this program, it's going to take you some time to actually overcome depression and really to find back to happiness. But in any case, you're going to use this ritual to really mark that line. You're going to draw a line in the sand. Now, in the actual book, 14 Steps to Happiness, you can find a longer version of this ritual. I'm just going to go through the shorter one right now. The short one is really simple. All you need is 2 pieces of paper and a pen. On the first piece of paper, you're going to write about your life today as it is. You're going to write about your suffering. You're going to write about what causes your depression and what makes it worse. Write all of this. Write all the stuff that you want to get away from on the piece of paper, and then you burn it. And of course, when you burn it in a safe way so you don't cause a fire. On the other piece of paper, you're going to write a contract with yourself. It's not going to be a long thing. It's not going to be a really legal contract, but it's just going to be a short text in which you state firmly that you will do what you can to overcome depression, and that you realize that it's going to take time. You realize that there will be setbacks, but you will just continue to follow the program until you become better. And this is going to be a really powerful thing for you to have as a reminder that what you are in and in what process you are and what is the end goal. So this is step 1, and I'll see you in the next video in step 2. Thanks.